Title: The Howling of Willow Creek. In the sleepy town of Willow Creek, nestled between towering pines and shadowy hills, a peculiar legend lurked in whispered tales. The townsfolk would warn, "Stay inside on a full moon, for the howler prowls the woods." But, like all things forbidden, the allure of the story drew curious teenagers like a moth to an irresistible flame. 16-year-old Mia Carter had heard the tale countless times during sleepovers and late-night bonfires. Raised on stories of the monstrous howler, she felt a mix of skepticism and excitement. Each full moon, she would peer through her bedroom window, scanning the shadowy edges of the forest, half expecting to see the creature emerge. The night of the full moon arrived, dousing the town in silver light. Mia, along with her friends, Jay, Nina, and Sam, decided that this year they would confront the legend. Fueled by a blend of bravado and teenage folly, they gathered supplies, flashlights, snacks, and a sense of adventure. "I'll prove it's just a story," Mia declared, her voice steady, though her heart raced with a mix of fear and thrill. The woods had always seemed ominous to her. And yet, there was a thrill in proving herself right. Underneath the silvery glow of the moon, the group set out, laughter echoing in the crisp air. The forest loomed taller and denser than she remembered, shadows twisting like dark fingers in the moonlight. They ventured deeper, the crunch of fallen leaves beneath their feet the only sound cutting through the stillness. After what felt like hours, they reached a small clearing, its center marked by a gnarled oak tree, a favorite spot from their childhood. They settled down, their voices hushed, listening intently. The wind rustled treetops, creating a melody that somehow obscured the telltale signs of the night. Suddenly, a low growl reverberated through the air, freezing them in place. Mia's blood turned to ice as a shadow moved between the trees, large and muscular, soaking up the moonlight. "Did you hear that?" whispered Jay, eyes wide. "It's probably just an animal," Nina stammered, though her shaking hand clutched the flashlight tightly. Mia's gaze was locked on the dark figure as it approached. The creature paused, silhouetted against the brightness of the moon. Its eyes glowed like fiery coals, scanning them with an unsettling intelligence. It was real. The howler was real. Panic surged through the group. "We have to go back. Now," Sam shouted, his voice cracking. They scrambled to their feet, adrenaline igniting a primal fight or flight response. The creature snarled, the sound echoing eerily, but they didn't look back. They ran. The woods became a labyrinth, branches clawing at their clothes and skin as they dashed deeper. Mia's breath came in ragged gasps, her legs burning. She stumbled, falling to her knees, and instantly felt a presence looming near. "Guys," she called, but panic had swallowed her voice. Her heart thundered as she turned, breath hitching in her throat. The creature stood mere feet away, poised to pounce. It was larger than any dog, fur-matted and dark, glistening under the moonlight. Muscles rippled beneath its skin, a heavy preternatural power emanating from it. In that instant, Mia noticed something astonishing. The creature's face, though savage and menacing, held a glimmer of recognition, almost as if it were familiar. Could it be Mia? Sam's shout pierced the air, breaking her reverie. He stumbled back, dragging Jay and Nina with him, their eyes wide with terror. Mia regained her senses and clawed her way to her feet. "Run, don't stop," she yelled, adrenaline propelling her forward once more. They dashed through the woods, the howler's breath hot on their heels, snapping twigs and sending shivers down their spines. Mia glanced back as a piercing howl split the air, reverberating through her bones. It sounded twisted, mournful, a desperate sound echoing through her core. As they burst through the tree line, heavy breaths filled the air, their senses overwhelmed with vertigo and fear. Finally, they reached the edge of town, the streetlights casting flickering shadows, but the howler stopped at the forest's boundary, a dark silhouette against the moonlight. It howled again, and this time, Mia could have sworn she heard something human in its cry, an echo of pain, sadness, and loneliness. "What was that?" Nina gasped, the breath still heavy in her chest. "The story," Mia murmured, pieces falling into place. "It's not just a monster, it's part of our town, part of the legends. Maybe it's one of us." Understanding washed over them, mingled with fear. The creature had sought them out, had chased them like a shadow attached to their very essence, and as the moonlight illuminated its dark form one last time, they recognized it wasn't purely a monster. It was the embodiment of their greatest fears, lost, alone, and misunderstood. With trembling hearts, they turned homeward, forever changed by what they had witnessed in the haunting, pitch-black forest. And as they left, a howl split the night, a sound that echoed not only through the woods but within their own hearts, whispering tales of fear, but also a longing for connection that even the moon could not illumine. In Willow Creek, the story did not end with the Howler. It lingered, a chilling reminder that there are shadows lurking in darkness, resonating with the truth of human nature itself. Under the moonlight, the line between human and monster was thin, and the real horror lay in understanding what made us both.